in English, inshallah. Gonna deliver his message in English language, inshallah. آپ حضرات استقبالیہ نعرہ لگائیں اور میں دعوت سخن لیتا ہوں. نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ رسالت، نعرہ حیدری، نعرہ تحقیق، نعرہ غوثیہ، شہدائے کربلا، شہدائے کربلا، علماء اہل سنت. دعوت اسلامی والے کہتے ہیں لیکن ہر سنی، ہر کریم آقا کا غلام کہتا ہے مجھے دعوت اسلامی سے، ہمیں امیر اہل سنت سے پیار ہے، ہمیں دعوت اسلامی سے پیار ہے، اور نو ڈاؤٹ یقیناً ہے. اس لیے کہ دعوت اسلامی نے، امیر اہل سنت نے اللہ کے دین کی اور اس دین متین کی جو اللہ کے حبیب پاک لے کے آئے ہیں، اور مسلک حق اہل سنت و جماعت کی جو خدمت کی ہے. جماعتیں اور ادارے مل کے وہ کام نہیں کر سکتے جو فرد واحد اور آپ کی ٹیم نے، آپ کے چاہنے والوں نے کر دکھایا ہے. اسی لیے آج ہمارے گیسٹ سپیکر جناب حاجی محمد خالد اتاری صاحب جو یو کے میں دعوت اسلامی کے ہیڈ ہیں، میں دل کی گہرائیوں سے انہیں ویلکم کرتے ہوئے دعوت اسلامی کی خدمات پر خراج تحسین بھی پیش کرتا ہوں. اور مجھے یہ بات کہنے میں کوئی باک نہیں ہے، الحمدللہ ہم سنیوں کا تو دعوت اسلامی مان ہے، ہمیں ناز ہے. اللہ پاک امیر اہل سنت کی عمر میں، صحت میں برکت عطا فرمائے، آپ کو عمر خضر عطا فرمائے، اور ہر وہ عاشق رسول، ہم تو کہتے ہیں نبی کا جو غلام ہے ہمارا وہ امام ہے. میرے کریم آقا کے غلام جس بھی بینر کے اندر، جس بھی آرگنائزیشن میں، جہاں بھی جس لیول میں بھی کام کر رہے ہیں، ہمارے سر آنکھوں پہ ہے. اللہ پاک سب کو سلامت رکھے، سب کی خدمات کو اپنی بارگاہ میں قبول فرمائے. تشریف لاتے ہیں جناب حاجی محمد خالد اتاری، امیر دعوت اسلامی یو کے.
الحمدللہ رب العالمین والصلاة والسلام علی سید المرسلین. اما بعد، اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم، بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. Please repeat after me. الصلاة والسلام علیکہ یا رسول اللہ وعلی آلک واصحابک یا حبیب اللہ. الصلاة والسلام علیکہ یا نبی اللہ وعلی آلک واصحابک یا نور اللہ. There are many blessings in reciting Durud Pak upon the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As you all know, that Hajj is farz upon you when you are physically and financially capable. And the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that if you perform the Hajj that is farz upon you, there is great blessings in that. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you perform that Hajj that is farz upon you, you will get the same reward as if you participated in 25 holy wars in which the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself participated. This is the reward of you doing your Hajj that is farz upon you. But the beauty of that hadith is not finished yet. Allah Akbar. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam goes on to say that he who sends Durud Pak upon me gets the same sawab as me. Ab zara sochiye. Hajj is only farz upon you once. Hajj is only farz upon you once. But young or old, rich or poor, strong or weak, we can all send Durud Pak upon the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sallu ala Habib. It's quite an awe-inspiring and honor to come here today and to sit amongst the ulama ikram, and especially as we are talking about the month of Muharram, we're talking about the events that took place in Karbala, we're talking about the Ahl Bayt, and we're talking about the Sayyids as well. And alhamdulillah, you are blessed here that you have a Sayyid amongst you. And we could talk on all night of how we should respect the Sayyids, how we need to respect the Sayyids, and unfortunately many of us don't even know this. And inshallah, if Allah wills and we get the opportunity in the future, especially if you have a gathering in the next month where you talk about Allah Hazrat and you talk about our Hazrat, taught us how to respect the Sayyid, then inshallah we can learn something from that. But today we're here to talk about the events that happened in Karbala, the events that happened with regards to the Ahl Bayt, and in particular the grandson of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. With regards to the grandchildren of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet of Allah is reported to have said that none of you can be a true believer. None of you can be a true believer until I become more beloved than himself. My children become more beloved to him than his own children. My family becomes more beloved to him than his own family. And my personality is more beloved to him than his own personality. So this is a criterion of Iman. We all say we are believers, we all say we are Muslims. But saying, proving that you are a Muslim is in your actions. Proving that you're Muslim, you need to show that love, you need to show that respect. And that is not just by saying I love, it is actually in your actions as well. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, while holding the blessed hands of his grandchildren, he said, whoever loves me and these two, whoever loves me and these two children, and their mother and their father, he shall be with me on the day of judgment. So love, again, is like a passport into Jannah. To love to these children, to love the Ahl Bayt, to respect the Ahl Bayt, is an opportunity for us to go into the Jannah. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that my Ahl Bayt is like the ark of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam, he had an ark. And all the people that went on that ark, they were the ones that survived. Those that didn't go on it, they perished. And the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that my Ahl Bayt, they are like the ark of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. Whoever rode on it has been preserved. And whoever lingered, they were the ones that destroyed. And in another hadith, the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that my companions, the Sahaba Kiram, my companions, they are like the stars. Whichever one of you follows, you should be guided, inshallah. With regards to these two particular hadiths, Imam Fakhruddin al-Razi, rahmatullahi ta'ala, stated that we, alhamdulillah, are the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'at. We are riding on the ship of Ahl Bayt while seeking guidance from the shining stars of the Sahaba. This is our Iman, this is our faith, inshallah, and this is what we should try and do. To love the Ahl Bayt, to love the family of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, but also the companions of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they also expressed the faith. Sayyidina Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu is narrated to have said, the relationships with the family of Allah's Messenger is more beloved to me than relations with my own family. And when these people said it, they meant it. Not like us. We say things, they meant it. And they proved it. They sacrificed their own lives, they sacrificed their own families, they sacrificed the wealth, they sacrificed everything for the feet of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is true love. And if we look at the Sahaba Kiram and how they lived their life and how they shared the love, then there are many, many lessons there for us as well. With regards to Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain, radiallahu ta'ala, there's a beautiful waqiyah that I want to share with you. One day, the two children, small children, they did some writing. They did some writing on a board, both of them. And like children do, they came to the father and said, Abbajan, which one of us has done the best writing? But they do these sort of things, they draw things, they write things. Abbaji, which one of us has done the best drawing? Now, who is the father of these grandsons? The father of these grandsons is Sayyidina Imam Ali, Sayyidina Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu. He became the Amir al-Mu'mineen. So he had this wisdom, he had this knowledge. He had no problem with making decisions. He made many, many decisions in his life. So he's got these two children in front of him. He's got a decision to make. Whose is the best writing? He looks at them. Allahu Akbar. Now the problem is when you choose one child over another child, then one child's going to get upset. Automatically. If he said that Imam Hussain writing is better, then Imam Hussain would be upset. And vice versa. So he didn't want to make the decision. So he said to the children, go to your mother. Go to your mother. I don't want to make the decision. Allahu Akbar. So they go to the mother. And who is the mother? Allahu Akbar. Sayyidina Hazrat Fatima radiallahu anha, the daughter of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the leader of the women in paradise is there now in front of me. Ammajan, tell us, which one of us has done the best writing? Two children, two small children. Sayyidina Hazrat Fatima radiallahu anha, she had the same problem. Allahu Akbar. Go to your grandfather. Go to your grandfather, he will decide. I don't want to make this decision. Why didn't they want to make this decision? Because they didn't want to hurt the feelings of these two children. So they go to the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is running the whole ummah. He is giving Sharia to all of us. He is giving everything to all of us. But can we make the decision? No. He said, I can't make the decision. I'll call upon Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam. Allahu Akbar. So Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam is called. And Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam has the same problem. He said, I can't make the decision. We'll leave it to Allah Azza wa Jal. Let Allah Azza wa Jal make the decision. Allahu Akbar. So Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam was instructed to get an apple. Get an apple. Put the two writings on the floor. Put the two writings on the floor. Throw the apple up in the air. And wherever the apple lies, wherever it falls, that is the best writing. Allahu Akbar. Picture the scene. Two small children. Writing on the floor. The apple in the hand, thrown up in the air. Everyone's looking at the apple, looking at the pictures, looking at the apple, looking at the writing. The apple comes down, where does it fall? It splits in two and falls in both. Now this story shows us the love that everybody had for these two individuals. This shows you the love that Sayyidina Hazrat Ali had. This shows you the love that the mother had, the grandfather had, the Sayyidina Hazrat Jibreel Islam, and the love that Allah Azza wa Jal had for these particular grandchildren. So, from this we can imagine that if they were not willing to see that amount of pain on these children, what would they have felt with the events that took place on the plains of Karbala? Can you even imagine this? That you don't even want to see your children having this kind of pain. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to carry these children around. And there was one time when he was walking, he had a shawl on. And because he had a shawl on and it appeared that he was carrying something, then he looked bigger. You know, this is my build. Yeah? But if I'm carrying something and I've got a shawl, then I look bigger. And the companion said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what are you carrying? And he opened his shawls, and on one hand was Sayyidina Imam Hassan, and on the other one was Sayyidina Imam Hassan. He carried them around. He cuddled them. He kissed them. He smelled them. And when he was asked, why are you smelling them? He said, these are the flowers of paradise. So from this we can see that to love your children as well. This is a sunnah to love your children, to cuddle your children, to give them comfort, to bring them close to you. This is again a sunnah, to give them your time. How many of us give our children time? How many of us give our children that love that they need from you all? The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave them so much time. He used to kiss them on the blessed forehead. He used to carry them around. When the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to go into the masjid, he used to look for them. And he used to come running to him, and he'd put them on his lap and he'd sit there with them. This is the love and the respect that he had for them. So you can see that this was the love that they had for these two particular grandsons. Now I'm going to quickly, for our youngsters here that maybe don't understand the events that took place that led up to the events of Karbala, I'm going to basically, very, very quickly let you know what happened so you understand the events. A lot of people don't know actually why Karbala happened. The reason behind it is that Sayyidina Hazrat Amir Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, he was the Amir al-Mu'mineen. And he was a pious person. But when he passed away, his son took the leadership, Yazid. Now Yazid was a person that didn't live his life according to Sharia. He committed all sorts of sins. And what he wanted, he wanted the power. And to get the power, he needed the oath of allegiance. He needed the birth of everybody. So he pressurized people into give them the oath of allegiance. And he realized that there's one person, if I get his oath of allegiance, if I get this one person to do birth in my hand, then I'll have complete power. And that power, that person was Sayyidina Imam Hussain. So he wanted him to take the oath of allegiance. But Sayyidina Imam Hussain refused. Why? Because he was a transgressor. He was a fasik, he was a person that committed so many sins. So he didn't want to give him the oath of allegiance. Meanwhile, the people in Kufa, they sent letters, not only one letter, many letters to Imam Hussain and said to him that, look, come to us and we'll take the oath of allegiance and we'll acknowledge you as the Amir al-Mu'mineen. So before this, what had happened? The people of Kufa, they were notorious for going back on the word. So Sayyidina Imam Hussain, he sent his cousin, Sayyidina Muslim bin Aqil, he sent him there to go and find out whether these people were true to the word. And he went there and they all took the oath of allegiance to Sayyidina Hazrat Muslim bin Aqil radiallahu anhu. And he sent a letter back saying, look, everything's okay, come. Now Yazid found out about this. And when Yazid found out about this, he came to Kufa, he sent an army to Kufa and pressurized the people there, persecuted the people there, forced them to leave this allegiance, forced them to leave Sayyidina Muslim bin Aqil radiallahu anhu. And he was left alone. And the end event was that he was martyred in Kufa. But by this time, Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu got the letters that said, look, everything's okay, come. So Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu, he set off for Kufa. When he set off, he didn't set off as an army. He set off with his family. He set off with his wives. He set off with his children. So he didn't set off planning to go into a war, so he set off in Kufa. And it said that there was 82 people that set off on this journey. These 82 people set off on this journey, and when Yazid found out about this, he got scared. He got scared and he gathered armies together. Now 82 people, amongst these 82 people there are children. Amongst these 82 people there are women. Okay? Now Yazid sends an army. How big an army does he send? 100? 200? 500? 20,000 people went to face Imam Hussain. That's how scared he was of Imam Hussain. And they went there and they blockaded him off, they blocked him off. Blocked him off so he could not move. And blocked the Euphrates River off so they could not get water either. So 20,000 people came and forced Imam Hussain into the area of Karbala. So this is how the story leading up to the events of Karbala, this is actually what happened. Now before the battle took place, Imam Hussain, he said to all his family that I've never known a family so pious as this. I've never known a family so loyal as this. And I pray to Allah Azza wa Jalla that we can carry on and follow the Sharia and pass this on to the generations to come. And he said to his family that, look, it is dark now. Leave. Go and save your lives. They want me. They don't want you. They don't want his children. They want me. But all of them refused and said, it's not possible for us to leave you. We'd rather sacrifice our own lives. How can we live our lives knowing that you have been martyred? They said to him, we want to be sacrificed first. We want to be sacrificed first. We don't want to be you to be sacrificed. We want to be sacrificed first. Now, what happened on the day of Karbala is one by one, all these people were martyred. But I'm only going to relate the last two people that were martyred. Sayyidina Ali Asghar, radiallahu anhu, he was a small baby. He was a small baby, maybe an infant in the arms. And for 3 days and 3 nights, he had not drank any water. And because his mother had not drank any water, then she didn't have any milk in her either. And the child was crying, the child was moving his legs everywhere. And the mother said to Sayyidina Imam Hussain, please, do something for my child. These people that are horrible people, but if you show them the child, if you show them the baby child, then maybe they'll have some compassion. Maybe they will give something to the child. Okay, they don't want to give it to us, but it's only a baby. So Sayyidina Imam Hussain went out and said to him, look, I am your enemy. I am your enemy. Not this baby child. This child is shaking with thirst. Please give this baby some water. The Yazidis, being what they were, didn't listen to anything. And an arrow was shot and it went through the throat of the baby Sayyidina Ali. And Sayyidina Imam Hussain, he was holding the baby in his arms when this happened. And the arrow came and it also went into the shoulder of Imam Hussain. Imam Hussain, he pulled at the arrow and blood started to pour and the child passed away. And he went back and he gave the child to his mother. And Sayyidina Imam Hussain, he said, Ya Allah, accept the sacrifice of my small son. Accept this sacrifice. But then Imam Hussain, he realized that his time had come. And before him there was one person that was left. Imam Zain al-Abidin, he was still there. And he said to his father, Abajan, please let me go into the battlefield. But Imam Zain al-Abidin, he was ill. He was weak, he'd been very, very ill at this time. And Imam Hussain stopped him from going in and said, look, you are the ones that are going to have to look after the women. You are the ones that are going to have to look after them. You are the ones that are going to have to take my message forward. And so Imam Hussain, he took his Imam Sharif off. and he put it on the head of his son. Before he went out into the battlefield, he went to his tent, and in his tent he had a big trunk. He opened up the trunk, and in this trunk there's the barakat. He took out the blessed imamship of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and put it on his head. He took out the shield of Sayyidina Imam Hamza radiallahu anhu and put it on his back. He took out the sword of his father, the famous sword called Zulfikar. He took that out and put it in his hand. And he went out into the battlefield. Now in that time the custom was this, that people would fight one-on-one. This was the custom. And so when they realized that Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu come out into the battlefield, the Yazidis, they were happy because this was to them the prize. This was the person that they wanted to kill. This is the person that they want to get rid of, because they realized if we get him, then Yazid will be happy and will be rewarded. So the warriors, they were jumping up and down saying, I want to kill him, I want to kill him. And one warrior was sent out. And when he sent out, he was so happy with himself, so proud of himself, that I am going to be the one. But when he came into the battlefield, one swipe of the Zulfikar chopped his head off. The battle continued one by one they came, one by one they came. Many warriors from Iraq and Sham faced Imam Hussein one by one, and each one of them, he sent them to their graves. And then the Yazidis, they got worried. They realized if we carry on like this, then Imam Hussein one by one is going to take all 20,000. One by one, he will take all of them. So they decided to cover him from all four sides, attack from all four sides, start throwing arrows at him, start throwing spears at him. And one by one, the arrows started hitting the blessed body of Imam Hussein. And eventually one arrow hit the forehead of Imam Hussein. The same place where the Prophet of Allah used to kiss. The same place where the Prophet of Allah used to cuddle. Now an arrow had hit that same place. He fell off his horse. More arrows came onto him, more spears came onto him. And they said that Imam Hussein had 72 wounds in his body. And in the state of sajda, he passed away. My dear Islam brothers, these stories are a lesson for all of us. Before the Isha Namaz and after the Isha Namaz, we listen to mankabats, we listen to naats, we listen to praises of Sayyidina Hazrat Imam Hussein. And everybody here today, they will say Ya Hussein. Everybody will say Ya Hussein. Nobody will say Ya Yazid. Nobody will ever say it. But is it enough to say Ya Hussein? You know, Imam Sahib mentioned the books and he said, it's one thing having the book, but it's another thing reading the book. It's one thing saying Ya Hussein, but it's another thing following Imam Hussein. Many people on social media put filters on and they put Ya Hussein on social media. They're showing the Iman, but that's not enough. Who do we really follow? Do we follow Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu? Or na'uzubillah, do we follow Yazid? Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu, he never missed his salah. Yazid never prayed his salah. Who do we follow? Ask yourself. Who do I follow? Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu, he was a staunch follower of the sunnah of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yazid abandoned the sunnah. Who do we follow? Imam Hussein, he never went near haram things like alcohol. It is said that Yazid, he started drinking alcohol and became an alcoholic. And many of us go near alcohol. Buy it, sell it, drink it. Who do we follow? It is said that Imam Hussein, he never looked at a non-married woman. And Yazid, he had dancing women in front of him in his courts, and he had these women dancing for him. And he committed adultery many times. Who do we follow? You may say, no, brother, don't worry. I don't have dancing women. I don't go watch dancing women. I don't do this. But how many of you in your houses, when you've got the remote controls in your hands, you're flicking through channels and you stop at channels looking at non-married women dancing, non-married women singing, non-married women with less clothes than they should have? How many of us have done this? Is this an act of Imam Hussein or is it an act of Yazid? So to say, Ya Hussein is one thing, but to believe it is another, and to follow is another. Somebody asked the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when will I become a mu'min? मैं मोमिन कब बनूंगा? And the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, that will be when you love Allah azza wa jalla. Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when will I love Allah? How do I know that I love Allah? The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied that will be when you love the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now the companions of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they were very lucky. They had the Prophet of Allah in front of them. Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how do I know that I love the Prophet? हम सब कहते हैं ना हम आशिक रसूल हैं. We all say that we love the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how do I know that I love the Prophet? Listen to the answer. This will be when you obey his orders, love his sunnah, love the people who love him and hate the people who hate him. Question: do we love the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? It is not enough to say I love. अगर बच्चा कहे ना कि मैं अम्मी से प्यार करता हूँ, I love my mother, I love my mother, I love my mother. Even if he goes out in the streets and he puts a big banner, I love my mother, I love my mother. But when the mother says, "Beta, go to the shop," I'm too busy. Beta, can you do this? I'm too busy. Beta, don't go there. I don't want to go there. I'm going somewhere else. Beta, joke hai, maa joke hai, beta na sune. Or beta kahe, I love you, I love you, I love you. Would you say that child loves his mother? No. When the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us fast in the month of Ramadan, when the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says pray, when the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says give zakat, when the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says perform the Haji if it's farz upon you,